recently we gave you the story of a nurse who would not let a police officer take the blood of someone who was unconscious and in her care. Now this was Salt Lake City-based nurse Alex Wubbles, and a police officer had come in and demanded to get a blood sample from the person who was knocked out. Now look, let me give you some context on that that's very important. She's right by law, as we're gonna get into in a second here. He did not have the guy's consent because he's passed out, and he was not wanted in any kind of crime. There was no warrant, there was no need for a warrant because he was a victim. So what had happened was there was a high-speed chase. The person who's in the hospital was not involved in the high-speed chase. The guy that the cops were chasing crashed into the truck driver who's in the hospital. The guy who was doing the high-speed chase, dead. Now, it turns out the cops are not supposed to do that high-speed chase, so they might have some responsibility. So conveniently, they send an officer down to get the blood of the innocent truck driver. Now, God forbid he smoked marijuana or anything else 40 days ago, that might show up in his blood. And then they go, well, I mean, are the cops responsible? I don't know, look at the truck driver who appeared to be innocent, but there's something in his blood. So he didn't give consent to that, and you don't have a right to rob the guy of his blood or his consent or anything along those lines. So the nurse actually stood up for her patient exactly like she was supposed to, and now the police department has actually apologized and said that their actions were absolutely unacceptable. I want to show you a small snippet from that video before I tell you conservative reaction to this, which is in some ways, of course, predictable, but gruesome and ridiculous anyway. So here's what happened at the tail end of that confrontation.
Oh, please.
No, we're done.
No,
we're done. You're arrested.
Hey.
We're done.
Sir, I have administrative. Hey. Seriously. Hey. Hey. Hey.
You're assaulting me! Stop! Stop! I said nothing
Hold your phone.
wrong!
I have administrative. I'll hold your phone.
There's nothing wrong! Leave my phone!
Hey.
This is crazy!
Yeah, it is indeed crazy, but you know, we should have done this, but we didn't. I should know better, but a very fine Pope hat on Twitter was prescient enough to write this tweet at the time. Is it time for the first hot take on how the cop was right to arrest the nurse? Breitbart, Federalist, Daily Caller? Man, he nailed it. And here comes the Daily to step up to the plate and run by Tucker Carlson. And they have a hot take on it, and here's the headline. Arrested Utah nurse had it coming. Who watches that video? What kind of a monster watches that video and goes, ha ha, finally, that nurse got it what she had coming to her, trying to protect her patient and being right about the law? And by the way, the police department had also agreed to the provisions that she was quoting just a year ago. It's not just that she was right on the Constitution and the law, but that same police department had agreed to those terms. Okay, so no, somehow the cops always gotta be right, no matter what goes wrong, right? So Greg Rhee at the Daily Caller, who wrote this piece, says the case is much closer one than it appears. Now, that already shows you that they're dead wrong, because there's no conservative America, let alone the one that writes for the Daily Caller, who's right and it says it's a close case. If they're anywhere near right, they're like, oh, we're definitely right, you snowflakes, right? They're like, oh, this one's close, this one's close, and it's closer than it appears. Oh, go. All right, so let's go to the substance here. He says, after a hospital administrator tells Payne, the officer there, he's making a quote mistake by insisting he has the right to obtain the blood, Payne arrests the nurse who howls her way outside of the building and proceeds to put the salt in Salt Lake City. Okay, if that's how you want to roll, and I'm sure that the vicious people who read the Daily Caller are like, yeah, we made her howl. Good job, cop. Way to do that to that poor woman nurse. I mean, she had it coming. I wonder if it was a prerequisite for Greg Rhee, who was writing this piece, to foam at the mouth while typing. Okay, he goes on to say, police simply do not need a warrant if exigent circumstances justify an urgent search and seizure of evidence. The imminent loss of blood evidence, which would be useful in a drunk driving case, qualifies as a potentially exigent circumstance. Now, look, everybody knows that there's this exception for exigent circumstances. And then he goes on to patronize everybody about writing elaborately about a story about if somebody runs into your house with drugs, the cops can chase them in before they flush the drugs down. Hey, genius, we all know that. The question is, are you chasing someone that you have probable cause to believe did something? For example, in your example, the cops saw him selling drugs, carrying the drugs, and bringing it into the house. In this case, we have a totally innocent victim who was run into and had nothing to do with the crash. Okay, so it is not an exigent circumstance. They're not chasing anyone down. So your analogy doesn't hold at all here. Let me go to Mediaite, which explains, however, there is a glaring mistake in the conservative tabloid's post. Wubbels cited a hospital policy for not handing over the blood sample as the patient in question was not under arrest. The police had no warrant and the patient did not consent. This policy falls in line with search and seizure limitations covered under the Fourth Amendment. And while there are exceptions to search and seizure laws, they require probable cause. Neither of these are the case in Wubbels' situation, as our patient was not accused of being the culprit of a crime. So absolutely wrong on the law, wrong on the Constitution, wrong in every way. But that's not why they wrote the piece. They wrote the piece so they can say, cops are always right. And if you stand in their way, they'll crush you. Yes, you're an innocent nurse protecting your patients. You had it coming. Now, they don't write that because their audience doesn't like it. You and I look at it with disgust and disdain, and most Americans do. But the Daily Caller audience thinks, yes, finally someone stood up to those nurses and made them pay. This is the kind of vicious and yes, deplorable conservative base online that reads this crap. Watch the Young Turks commercial free, download it or stream it, watch it any way you like at tytnetwork.com/join.